Oke, ini adalah video yang sudah dijanjikan sejak lama. Hai Shira.
Hai.
Jadi kayaknya tahun lalu deh gua Shira Dipo bikin video, terus di situ kami nyuruh orang nanya, kalau ada pertanyaan silakan tanya aja. Dan ada beberapa pertanyaan, tapi udah terlalu lama ya
Yeah.
dari situ. Jadi gue pikir kami ngumpulin lagi aja
My
pertanyaan.
hair's short again.
Yeah, it was long for quite a while.
I let it grow out, but it didn't have quite a good shape, so I had to cut it.
I love your hair now.
Yay, I love it too.
Yeah, you like it too. Was a guy doing your hair nice? Was he kind?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Nah, pertanyaan udah kekumpul. Beberapa pertanyaan tuh ngulang. So some questions are similar. So we don't have to answer all of those questions, but some of them are interesting. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. You can answer it in Bahasa Indonesia or you can do it in English,
English.
whichever you want. This is one of the most common question. This particular one is from Rian Adriandi, my friend. He's a stand-up comedian, also an animator. Halo Shira, kamu tertarik nggak terhadap stand-up comedy seperti yang ditekuni ayahmu?
Can you translate that?
Are you interested in doing stand-up?
No.
An art form that I'm doing.
I have too much social anxiety for that.
Oh, really?
And I get really overwhelmed with crowds, so no.
Okay. But I kind of feel that you did well. I remember that you did that recital when I wasn't there. You were doing clarinet.
Yeah,
Mom was
but that was with a group of people. If I have to do stand-up comedy, I have to do it alone.
And that would be too much anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also when it comes to like recitals, you know people are gonna most likely like it. You don't have to stress too much about whether the people are gonna like your song, the songs you play.
That's a valid point because as a stand-up comedian, you have to make sure they do
Like
understand the joke to be able to like the joke. Do you know what I mean? Right. Okay. And then this is another question. If I am a food, what kind of food am I? If I'm a food. Kalau ayah adalah makanan Indonesia.
it has to be Indonesian food.
Yeah, it has to be Indonesian food. If I was an Indonesian food, what would it be?
I don't eat that much Indonesian food though.
But the one that you know. So you know rendang,
The first
nasi
food,
goreng,
the first food that came to mind was tempe. I don't know why.
tempe. Do you think I'm kind of like tempe?
I don't know what is the tempe like if it was a person.
Well, it's sweet.
It does.
Right?
It's not
It's
always
health.
sweet.
It's true. It depends on how you process it.
Tempe bacem is sweet.
Tempe bacem. Maybe I'm like tempe bacem because I'm kind of sweet and dark. Tempe bacem is kind of dark, right?
I mean, you're 10.
So tempe bacem.
Just tempe. I don't care what
Tempe.
type of tempe.
Tempe jawabannya guys. How proud are you to have Dipo as a brother?
Very, very proud.
Very, very proud. How so?
He's a very good, not only is he a very good artist, but he's also a good person in general. Pretty good person, and he's kind and he's sweet and he's mature. And he, yeah, he's just a pretty good person, generally speaking.
And you're pretty close to each other, right?
Yeah,
Well, not all
Always.
siblings are like that. You know that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's good to know that
I
you
love
guys.
messing with him,
Yeah.
especially by babying him, because of when I pointed out his mustache the other day. He was like, "You motherfucker."
Okay. Here's another question. Have you ever argued with me? And if you have, usually, what do we argue about? We don't really argue much. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we have before, like at some point, but I can't remember about. Oh, there was this one thing that we were arguing about before. This was like 2021, I think. We were arguing about the prices that you said that my strawberry juice was worth for business day.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kept getting really confused.
Okay, now here's another question. This is a good one. Are you happy living in the United States?
Yes, I feel like whenever I go visit Indonesia, it is pretty nice, but like it's very polluted, and also people smoke a lot, and it makes me sad because I know that one reason people smoke a lot is because it's the one thing that they know that can give them relief and happiness, and that comes to show how bad our country has become, to the point where you can't even find a healthy way to escape, to cope with the issues that are going around.
That is very interesting. That is very interesting. So you're saying if Indonesia is better, if we have a better government, if we have a better standard of living, stress would be decreasing, and then people wouldn't have to cope of it as much using cigarettes.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Indonesia is one of the highest smoking rates.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one of the highest in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just a habit.
It can be, but there's always many different reasons people smoke.
Yeah, you're right. Shira tahu nggak kalau Ayah terkenal di Indonesia? Do you know that I'm famous in Indonesia?
Yeah, of course I know.
How do you know?
Every single time we walk in the street, they're like, Mas Pandji, kita bisa foto dong? Every 5 fucking minutes. Even in the Indonesian mosque, somewhere, they were like, ada Mas Pandji. We were looking for you, and then we saw a crowd forming, a small crowd forming, and then we're like, oh, there's Ayah.
All right. By the way, tone down the swearing a little bit
Okay.
because people are watching. They're being judgmental. All right.
Just censor it.
I don't do censors on my YouTube.
Why?
I don't know how.
Just put.
No,
just
I'm just
record,
too lazy.
Just record the bleep sound effect and then add it onto your videos.
I'll try my best. Okay. I'll try my best to censor it, and you try your best not to
give you too much to censor.
Right. Also, apa yang kamu suka dan gak suka dari Ayah? What do you like and what you don't like about me?
I like that you're very supportive of me and that you have unconditional love for me. Sometimes it can be annoying when you leave stuff around the house. And,
Like what?
Oh man, I can't remember. One of the examples is you leave your cup at the dining table when it's still slightly full and the tea bag's still inside.
Yeah,
And
I
you
do
don't.
that.
Yeah.
I do that.
Also, I don't think you took care of your bathroom well, did you? Because Mama had.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
your mirror is very dusty, by the way.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. All right. Okay, I'll deal with that. I'll be better.
And also, sometimes you cringe. Make me cringe.
That's what fathers do. Okay. What do you think about my decision of bringing the whole family to New York? But then I leave a lot of the time back to Indonesia to make money. So what do you feel about it? What are the pros and cons? So I decided to move to New York with you guys, and I bring you along. I think it was September 2022, August 2022. And then how do you feel about that? Knowing that eventually I had to leave you guys a lot of the time.
I mean, the pros of you leaving was that you would come home and be able to have enough money to provide for us. But the cons is it can get pretty lonely, and sometimes Mama can just be a pretty rough around the edges, and sometimes I have cried in school twice because I missed you.
I'm sorry, Shira.
Yeah.
And how have you dealt with it?
I never really knew how to deal with it aside from just crying about it.
Okay. I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
I'll try my best not to leave all the time.
You had to.
I know. Thank you for being understanding. Thank you. Okay, so what? Next one. Hang on. Okay. It's a bit emotional. Next. Do you have a memorable moment of us together? Do you have memorable moments of you and me together?
I remember when we were in a villa during the summer break in Indonesia, and we were splashing each other and I splashed you with water several times because there was a pool and we were sitting out there together, and then I splashed water.
Oh,
at
the one
you.
in Bali.
Yeah.
The one in Bali, yeah, I remember that too as well. Yeah. And then what else?
I don't know. That's the one thing I can think of.
Do you know one of my favorite things that we did? It's very simple, but I still remember it today. Remember the first several months of us moving to New York, we played like a volleyball using balloons on the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we tossed balloon to each other. I think that was pretty funny,
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Yeah, and we watch Broadway together
Yeah.
sometimes, and that's nice. I like those moments. Okay, do you have anything else to add?
No.
No? Okay. What is happiness to you? How do you define happiness?
I don't know how to define it actually. I'm not very good at defining things, but when I feel happy, it's when I'm around people that I know and love and trust a lot. Like, for example, my online friends who are very nice to me and help me out a lot in certain things. So I'm really happy with them. And I think happiness is also like peace, sort of.
Having peace.
Yeah.
Peace of mind.
Even if you add a little bit of chaos to it, it's like orderly chaos.
It's a good amount of chaos. Yeah.
Chaotic enough for you to feel peaceful on the inside.
Yeah, but also still make it interesting. Right. That's a good answer. That's a nice answer. Do you watch stand-up?
No.
No. Okay. What makes you laugh though?
What makes me laugh? I don't know.
Like if I want to look for something that'll make me laugh, I'll probably watch stand-up. But if you're feeling like
I think one of the big things that make me laugh the most is cursed images I find on Pinterest.
yeah, and you make those as well, right?
Yes.
Tunjukin deh sama yang nonton. One of the things that you made. Again.
Wait. That's not even. Then it gets better.
This is not a serious question, but it's still a question. Has your dad ever said, "Kid, I make people laugh for a living, but you laugh more at random YouTubers than at me"?
I don't think you've ever said that before.
Yeah, I don't. I've never said that, but I think what he's trying to get across is that although I make people laugh for a living, my kids don't find me funny, and that happens all the time. Chris Rock kids don't find him funny. You know, a lot of comedian kids don't find their father or their mother funny
because we don't have the same. My humor is just really random and weird compared to the average. I mean, I do find a lot of stand-up comedians pretty funny, but still.
Okay, this is an interesting question. If we both live in the same era, do you think we would hang out together? Like, if I was your age, if I wasn't your father, but knowing the kind of person I am, my characters, if I was your age, do you think we would hang out?
I don't know who you were when you were my age.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What you were like when you were my age.
But if it was like exactly like me?
I mean, if you were my age, but exactly like how you are now, would you say you still had like some sort of popularity in like the school you go to? Like you'd be like the popular kind?
I've never been a popular kid at school.
Okay. What kind of kid have you been at school? Like lonely kid or?
Well, I got bullied a lot when I was in school, and
Oh.
I was never the popular kid, but for whatever reason, some kids like me because maybe I crack jokes.
Oh.
Yeah. But for the most part, I'm always a weird kid ever since I was in
Oh, great. Then we probably would have been friends.
ever since I was in elementary.
Yeah,
I was that.
I'm weird and sometimes loud. I don't get bullied that often, but I have been harassed a lot, especially last year.
I mean, here in New York, New York City.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate one of my classmates, and I hate the fact that he's still in my MTSS class. This boy is in my non-core math class, and he's always like, "Oh, is that Shira? Hey, Shira!" And it's like, and another kid who sometimes harassed me in 6th grade, he keeps calling me Orania, even though I really hate being called that, and I really just try to ignore it.
Is it because he doesn't know?
No,
Or
he
he
knows.
knows?
He knows.
Or
He
he-
said it to a friend, to one of his friends. He's like, I called her Orania, and she got angry at me.
Oh, so he was trying to mess with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, asshole kids are.
Hey.
Sorry about that. I wasn't supposed to curse. Kids like that are everywhere. Here's another interesting question. Hai Shira, boleh cerita nggak passion kamu apa? Kenapa passion kamu itu? Do you have a life goal?
I want to be a fisherman
Hmm.
because ever since I was little, I've always found my way back to marine biology and marine life. I never knew why I even had such an interest in marine biology. I just know that something about marine life and marine biology just like makes like lights something in me, and like in a good way. And like the first thing that I was intrigued with that was related with marine life was jellyfish. But for
remember.
nowadays, where it's like just like any kind of fish. And I've gotten really, really into fish for a pretty long time.
Like right now, recently, what kind of fish you're into?
I like goldfish and I like salmon.
Any specific reason?
Salmon because of Salmon Run from Splatoon. Goldfish because they really look cute.
Would you say Splatoon is one of the major reasons why you're into marine biology? Because you mentioned before you're interested in squids.
And octopi. Yeah, but the thing is, I got into squids and octopi before I was into Splatoon. I was into marine biology, generally speaking, before Splatoon was introduced to me. I think that it's the other way around. I think the reason I like Splatoon the most is because I'm into marine
That makes
biology.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Do you have any life goals?
My life
That you
goal,
want to be a fisherman? Fisher person?
a fisherman, well, as a job and a hobby, but a goal that I want to stay committed to is to spread art around the world and help people with the art I create, because art is supposed to make you feel things and stuff. And another one goal that I also have thought about a lot in my head is to break down societal expectations.
That's interesting. Breaking down societal expectations. Like, do you have any specific case in mind? What kind of societal expectation?
Like expecting you to be like behave the same way and go with the same pace. And even like in terms of like femininity, like because I'm a pretty masculine girl, like I have short hair and I rarely wear skirts, even though I think they're pretty nice. But and also it's hard for me to go at other people's pace because I have autism and ADHD. So there's really no point in wasting time trying to be trying so hard to fit into their mold when I can, despite how hard it is, I can try to find my own way to get through things.
You know what? That is a very good answer. You've been giving great answers, by the way. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
But that specifically, I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
Right? At a very young age, you know that you have your own way of doing things, you have your own character, you have your own principle, and you're sticking up to it. Right? That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How's lunch at school? It's a free lunch at school, right? Do you know there's a free lunch program going
Yeah.
in Indonesia?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I heard that before.
The
I
current president, Pak Prabowo, he has this program to give free food to kids. Just like,
first good thing.
yeah. I would agree with that. First good thing. Yeah. I actually like that program.
Yeah, and I hate people who think that kids need to pay for lunch, because they're literally like legally required to be there. They shouldn't really have to pay.
That
their
makes sense.
lunch.
That is awesome. You're required to be at school and you're forcing us to pay for
In
lunch at
fact-
school, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, they're there for like 6-7 hours per day.
And you asked them to, you want them to be there, right? So you
Yeah.
know, it will make sense that you provide food. That's what happened in New York, right? In the public school. So how was lunch? What kind of lunch do they give you?
It's pretty different according to the day. Like, I know for a fact that in Mondays they give us pizza, and Friday they give
Like a slice of pizza?
yeah.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah. Friday they gave out like either grilled cheese or either grilled cheese or a burrito, which is my personal favorite. I think
The grilled cheese or the burrito?
the burrito.
The burrito.
I can't remember which day it is, but they also serve beef patties, which is probably my second favorite. But
Is it fulfilling?
Huh?
Is it fulfilling? Do you get full eating it, or you still get hungry because it's the portion's not that much?
The portion is definitely not that much. They will give you the burrito and then an apple, and then you're good to go. I mean, there's like a station like where you can get other vegetables and stuff, but like still.
So how do you do? So you go to the cafeteria, you bring a.
No, you don't bring a tray. They give out the tray with the food on top of it.
Oh, I see. So you just queue.
Yeah, it's just a queue.
And then you eat in the cafeteria?
Yeah, I eat in the cafeteria.
You're not allowed to eat it elsewhere.
No.
Oh, okay.
Unless you take a pass to the library.
I see.
Yeah. Also, they sometimes serve pasta, and they managed to ruin one of my favorite food by serving that, because I love pasta and I hate the ones that they serve. For one, the sauce doesn't taste like anything, and two, they always overcook it.
Oh,
It's
I
always
see.
overcooked, way too soft. And also they serve chicken, and it's like suspiciously pink. I honestly don't want to eat it ever. I think I have a picture of it. I'm not sure if it's on my phone.
So basically, it's a hit and miss. Sometimes it's a hit. Sometimes it's a terrible miss, like the pink chicken.
Pick chicken?
Pink chicken.
Oh.
All right. So here's another question. While you're,
I want to see if I
getting the
have
phone. Yeah.
I have the picture of the
Do
chicken.
you play video games, and what kind of video games are you playing?
I do play video games. I have slowly gone back into Roblox, but the game I play most often, I'd say, is probably Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
in Splatoon.
Yeah.
But I only ever played Salmon Run in Splatoon because I like Salmon Run.
Yeah, we haven't been playing Mario Kart for a while. And you're very good at it too.
Yay. I don't think I have it.
Um,
Oh, I have a picture of a cockroach though.
all right, here's another question, but this is more about me.
Okay.
Pandji likes to fret about whether he is enough as a father to his children. So I want Shira to answer this anxiety. Am I okay? Am I an okay father?
Yes, but there's this one thing that bothers me a lot. Like, you know how mama has like really bad, like pretty bad anger issues and stuff, and how you guys both often argue? Every single time things like that happen, you're always like, yeah, I'm sorry, but she still needs our care. And I think it bothers me the most because it's been the same excuse every single time, even since we were little. And it's also an excuse she'd use every single time, ever since I was younger. When she would say things at me and do things that would scar me mentally. And whenever you say things like that, it feels like the responsibility is shifted on
I understand.
Dipo and I.
I'm very sorry about that. I promise I'll never do that again. I get what you're saying. You're saying like every time mama is upset at you, I have this tendency to make you and Dipo understand her rather than me trying to change her. Right? I'm very sorry about that. You forgive me? Are you okay? Should we continue? Yeah? Okay. Thank you so much. All right, this is also interesting. From our previous video, people realized that you have this view about the political situation in Indonesia. You have your own political statement. Where do you develop that from?
I developed that from equally you and mama, I think. But I think most of it comes from mama because she's the one who usually talks to me about like the history of Indonesia and even history in general. Like how things came to be, why things are like this in certain countries, specifically ours, and stuff like that. She's always been the one telling me about like the situation in Indonesia. Like one time, like a couple years back, she told me that about like issues in Aceh about like gender, unequal like gender stuff.
Yeah, gender inequality.
Gender inequality, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you consume contents on the internet about the Indonesian political situation? Yeah, like from TikTok.
Not only TikTok but also YouTube.
How do you have a sense of what's the situation right now? Because I think people would react towards when you said first good thing that Prabowo did was the free lunch, which is I would agree to it as well. Do you have a how do you see the Indonesian political situation right now?
Hell.
It's like hell.
I mean, with a lot of unfair like arrests, police brutality, and other other things, which includes a heavy amount of like censorship. It's pretty crappy, to be honest, and also gender inequality and I think there's like some sort of situation going on in Papua, like people being mistreated.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Pap-
It has been like that for
Also, I heard
quite a while.
like orangutans, the situation with orangutans where they killed
Yeah,
a lot of them.
because they considered it as a what's the word in English? Hama, the kind of animals that is endangered. What's that?
Oh shit! Sorry, it's my friend from school.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, that is what's happening right now. So yeah, but to that, I think I would say because Indonesia is a democracy, right? So the way the government is, it depends on how we react to the situation. So we're supposed to criticize. We're supposed to be a part of the change. That
I don't. Given like how the government has reacted to criticism before, sometimes it's hard to believe that Indonesia is even a democracy anymore.
well, system wise, it still is. But the problem is the quality of the outcome of the democracy really depends on the quality of the people who's participating in the democracy. So the better we are as a society, the better result we have from our democracy. And it's a problem because, and it's a problem because we need to, help elevate education, make people
Oh
better.
yeah, that's also one thing I noticed that when we were in Indonesia for the summer break, there's so many like spray paints on the walls,
Graffitis.
graffiti on the wall. It's like the anarchy symbol
Yeah.
and Free Palestine and um there was another one that was about cops. Every single time I see those things, I'm like so proud because that I know that my country still has some kind of like consciousness about
Some fight in us.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Okay. Here's another interesting question. Have you heard any of my songs or watched any of my movies? And do you have any comments? You do listen to some of my songs.
I used to.
You used to. I remember you used to rap
Maximus.
Aksi Masa.
When I was really little at the
Yeah, I
time.
think you're 5, maybe 7.
5? I think I oh no, not I don't think I was 7.
Yeah,
Definitely 5 or younger.
yeah, Aksi Masa.
Yeah.
I remember.
Asimasa.
You haven't watched any of my movies, have you?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I told you.
I did walk in on like the theater, like somewhere on one part of the movie where you had like this wig on. What was that character?
Oh, that was in the movie I direct. It's called Raka.
Oh, Raka.
Yeah, Inshallah Sah.
Mm.
Yeah, I was. It wasn't one of the movie I direct. I only direct 2 movies. One is a buddy cop movie, Particular, and the other is a rom com, where Mama sings the soundtrack, and it's on Prime Video. Yeah. Do you have a favorite movie genre? Is it still horror?
I like comedy and horror.
Favorite comedy movie and favorite horror movie? You watch a lot of Indonesian horror movies, I know.
Yes, I have.
Oh, and you're a fan of Luna Maya as well.
Oh yeah.
I told you I'm a friend with one of the doll.
Yeah, the doll.
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched the doll 1, the doll 2, and Sabrina.
yeah. So, do you have a favorite horror movie? It can be Indonesian horror movie or, American or whatever.
I don't think I have a favorite. I just really like it, like them all. I haven't really watched movies in a while.
How about comedy movies? Do you have a favorite?
No.
No?
I haven't watched. I've seen clips of comedy movies before, but I never got to actually like watch them.
All right.
How do you want?
What excites you the most about New York City? It can be the culture, the food. What's that?
It's a snowman that my friend made.
That's interesting. You want to make snowman outside?
I don't know.
It's very cold. Very cold. So, yeah. What excites you about New York? Is there anything about New York that excites you?
I don't know.
No?
It's every time,
Probably Broadway is your favorite thing about New York, I guess.
yeah. Yeah. Also, people are pretty nice, but that's everywhere too.
Yeah. This is also interesting. Which one do you prefer the most? School in Indonesia or school in New York?
New York,
How so?
because I think bullying is handled better there. There was this kid in school when we were still in Indonesia who would bother me all of the time. And every single time I had to complain to it to the teachers, it would tell me to ignore it. And
Yeah, and that's not solving the problem. Like
yeah.
your complaint about Mama that you just told me.
Sometimes kids would bully me for my interests. and it was usually brushed off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty much something that we shouldn't be doing.
And also teachers, I don't think they handled my ADHD that well, but I can't remember
I don't think they're well equipped.
with
Would you think?
people with like neurodivergency.
Yeah. For the most part, I think you're right. Here's one of the most common question is, did I teach you about Salat?
Oh yeah, you have.
Yeah. And this is kind of tough. Do you have a favorite surah when I was the imam?
Not really.
Not really. Yeah. But the question, I think one of the most common question is, do I teach you about Salat? And one of the question is, when was the last time you did Salat with me? It's been quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, biasanya kita Salat berjamaah di sini.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while. Yeah, I think the most, I don't want to use the word intense. How do you say it? We were very disciplined during the Ramadan, the last Ramadan, if you remember. Yeah. Okay, so if I was a superhero, what would be my power and what would the costume look like?
I just thought of the ugliest costume ever.
What is it?
It's like a really low quality looking orange costume with like some I don't know, but there's like some silver accessory and stuff like that.
By the way, it doesn't look like any superhero, the costume that you had in mind.
It doesn't look like anyone. It just came into my mind.
That's interesting.
Based on every other thing I've seen in the world. I don't know what your power would be.
If you want to give me a superpower, what kind of? Flight. Give me flight.
I was thinking of that, and then I imagined. And then I was thinking of flight, and then as soon as flight came into my head, I just imagined you being like twirling up it.
Oh, here's another interesting question. Do you still like to prank me?
I like to prank people.
Oh, what kind of prank you do?
I would. One time, I woke up at like 5 or
in the morning,
and then I went out. I was planning on going downstairs. I can't remember why, and I saw that Deepo's door was slightly opened, and I could see him. I could see him in bed.
Is he playing game or watching something?
He's watching on his phone. And I took a picture of it, and I sent it. And I said, "I see you, bro." And then he looks at the notification, and he's like, "Shira."
I was surprised, I guess. I don't think he realized his door was open. Did he?
He didn't realize it at all. There was also a time where I woke up also pretty early in the morning, and oh no, this was at night. I wanted to I forgot what I was gonna do, but I also left my room during that occasion, and I could hear Deepo downstairs watching Arcane, and I quietly sneaked into his room and just sat there until he came back, and then he splashed me, and then he would splash me with water because he was holding a glass of water.
Is he was surprised?
Yeah, no, because he wanted to get back at me.
Here's a question: do you know sablak, and have you ever tried sablak?
What is that?
Sablak is one of the. I think it's a Sundanese meal. I'm gonna give you after this for end credit. I think we're almost. Yeah, we almost We covered almost all of the question. Here's diajarin sholat atau enggak. Describe me in 2 words. Yeah, I think we covered a lot of questions.
In 2 words.
2 words, yeah. Yeah.
Cringy.
Cringy.
Dramatic.
Cringy and dramatic.
No. Messy. Sometimes unorganized. Morally.
Cringy and unorganized.
Yes.
All right. Okay. That really defined me. Which one do you prefer, tahu atau tempe?
Tahu.
Tahu. Here's another quick one. Do you still watch Tiana Wilson? Tiana.
I forgot
I forgot.
who that is.
It's a YouTuber. It's a kid.
Oh! Yeah, no, I don't watch her anymore.
Do you argue with Dipo?
We don't argue that much, actually. Even though we have.
Yeah. I've never seen you argue. This is a question, but I think it's kind of tough to answer. He asked, of all the 5 boroughs in New York City, which one do you think is suitable to live in other than Queens? But we would know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens, and the Bronx. We live in Queens. Manhattan's pretty noisy, but it's the city.
Yeah.
We haven't been to Brooklyn too much.
Yeah.
I remember we went to Brooklyn to check out one of the house that we're still searching for before we get this house. And the property agent was, I'm sorry, I'm late. I had COVID. Do you remember that?
No.
That was wild.
I remember one of the houses we went to, the bathroom was at a really odd, like, it was facing the door. Like, I think it was facing the door.
Yeah.
It was so
also in
oddly
Queens.
placed.
Yeah. It was also in Flushing. I remember that. I think we covered almost everything. Is it true that I don't wash dishes?
You wash dishes most of the, like, almost like every night, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Whenever there are a lot of dishes.
There's been a running gag for quite a while by mom, because mama says that I go to Jakarta to run away from my responsibilities of washing dishes. But it's just a joke, because when I'm here, I'm basically the only one doing the dishes.
Yeah.
Other than you wash your own dishes, Tipo wash his own dishes, but the others, it's my responsibility. And so when I'm not here, mama likes to joke, yeah, keep criticizing the government, you're not doing your dishes. That's what she's saying. Okay. I think we covered everything.
Oh yeah. Are we ever gonna start a podcast?
Yeah. All right. I think that would be the best closing. So, me and Shira, we're planning to make our own podcast, right? What do you think the podcast would be about?
I don't know.
We talk about issues, or we answer questions about, parents and kids?
Can be both.
Can be both. Well, this is kind of like a podcast. What do you think?
Just more like a Q&A.
So you're thinking about podcast setup with headphones and microphones, and we talk about topics? Yeah,
maybe.
more about topical. I think that would be a good idea. Kalau yang nonton punya ide nama podcastnya, right? Do you have an idea?
No, I can never think of names. Just really, whenever I have to think of a name, every single time, only really random and like some, not always, but sometimes vulgar words come up. Like sometimes when I want to like when there's what the hell is it called? When when a bunch of words is put together by the first letter.
Acronyms?
Acronyms, yeah. Every time I try to code acronyms, it doesn't even work because it's just the first words that come to mind, and it's the most random thing ever. Like for example, WJPS, which is the name of the other school that is in the same building as my school. One time I was like, what's the first words that come to my mind when I see those letters? Oh, white jam P-word socks.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, if they have any idea about the name of our podcast, we'd gladly collect those ideas. And I guess the next one would be us doing the podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna do topical stuff, and we're gonna talk over about issues. All right. Anything else that I haven't covered? By the way, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
I know it took a while, but thank you so much. How do you feel about doing this? We covered a lot of things. We were a lot of topics, and we were emotional for quite a while, and it's funny for another while. So yeah, I think we did well.
Yeah.
I love your answers. Those are great answers. All right, so thank you so much for watching. After this one, I am going to prepare seblak for Shira, and then we'll see her reaction. All right, bye-bye.
It's expired.
Yeah, too bad it's expired. We do have seblak cup. I have this, but it is expired.
I don't think Mama likes.
I like seblak actually,
I know.
but that means mohon dikirim seblak cup lagi karena Shira pengen nyobain seblak. Do you still want to try?
I don't.
Penasaran?
Probably.
Yeah, okay kalau gitu. You know what would be cool? I think it would be cool if we do like Indonesian snack tasting. Tasting? Tasting.
Taste test.
But that's for next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.